got a couple minutes to live stream before I have to take my walk. I got about an hour. Right, you go. They do sort of always start doing fucked up shit at the same time. It's something to do with the brain dying and shit. So anyway, Brian is often running, getting high as a kite. So, like I said, eventually the morgue will call. Well, there you have it. That is why I took him off the cruise. Right. When he pulled his crap November 18th and to take off and asked for the EBT card, after he asked for the EBT card, I said, and like he takes off as I'm walking to the library and then takes the cardboard and then asks for the EBT card. I go, you're not going on that cruise, you know. I still plan to go on it. No, you're not. No, you're not. So I don't know. It's probably because he took off so many times. I booked this cruise in February. Okay. He took off so many times and I never took him off of it. I never canceled it. So he thought I wouldn't because of all the money and stuff. I took you off of it, taking someone else. And then the second cruise, I'm going by myself. Okay. Regardless. Okay. So then he purposely takes off and doesn't contact me until Friday from Tuesday. Okay. Um, and then he, again, fucking ignores me, and then he goes to Bournewood He goes to an emergency room to get more Ativan. That's what he does because he's a drug addict. And then they send him to Bournewood, and he gets to have drugs for a week and then signs himself out. He never went into the psych ward. Okay. He doesn't contact me again after the first couple of days because he's probably worried about what I'm doing. Get it? He's worried about what I'm doing. Taking him off the cruise? Am I meeting people? Now I'm gone for a month to meet people. There. So, anyways, it's all an excuse. And you just go, you're just going to die from drug use. You're just going to die from drug use. And eventually the morgue will call. And then that will finally, it's like a parent dying. It's like a dysfunctional parent dying. That will end it. Right. Obviously, if I meet someone else, it's pretty difficult to keep emotionally tormenting me like that. But you can still sort of pull at someone's heartstrings, I guess, and you just go, dude, you're gonna die from drug use. This shit with I still have my wedding ring on, pictures of it, and there's just the weirdness. And I explained to my mother died, and then he purposely doesn't contact me again. You go, right? That's what he does with everybody, and you just let him do it. No one's ever gonna get him to stop doing that. I'm the person. I'm Mary. Okay. Your wife, who's Mary, can't get you to stop doing that. No one is, and you just let them die. They just die, right? So that's a choice that a person made for himself. All he wants to do is wallow in the past and get high. So you do that. You do that, right? Just know this, psychopath. Eventually, I won't care anymore. I really won't. You're not a child of mine, okay? You're not a family member of mine. You're a romantic partner that has basically not given me any input into a relationship. Yeah, just and I know you don't get over things. I explained it, so a little bit delusional. That other person wasn't even a real girlfriend. She doesn't care about you either, and you didn't marry her. Okay, so you clearly didn't go to a warming center last night. So good luck conjuring up another excuse. Oh yeah, good luck conjuring up another excuse after yesterday. You know he will. You know how long he probably still calls his aunt. He still tries to call Alicia. Oh yeah. I realized all those years I wasted on her. Right, because now you're gonna make up a new thing, but yet you aren't. I'm gonna wallow in memories of Buck and Nana and Alicia and just I could never love again. You never loved at all. It's like a bizarre denial slash bargaining that's similar to these criminals that do all this shit on the phones and the computers. Where now when I check my Gmail on the laptop, now it's gonna tell me that I'm not gonna get emails anymore too. I know you just go, "What the fuck?" Because I said it's the phone. It's the provider, it's the phone. So then they added it probably per a screen on my fucking checking Gmail on the computer because they're fucking deranged animals. Right. They're probably drug addicts too. But if they're not drug addicts, they have the same exact mental insanity, but it's being sort of like redirected into this weird fucking shit where I'm constantly wrong. You're gonna prove me wrong. I didn't know something, and then some that means something else isn't true, or you're gonna show your fucking all powerfulness that I don't give a fuck about. For real. Now you're not gonna get emails January 8th. They told me this over the summer. You're not getting money from me. Yeah, just they want you to delete everything out of your fucking phone because they think they're deleting reality. That's why they're doing it. They're completely insane. They're people that decided they weren't Christians and they're like Buddhists and New Age people. Gonna delete all your stuff, all your photos. Everybody's gonna fresh new. Like it's like a wicked, deranged twisting of a recovery program. Like, that's what that is. I knew they started doing this years and years ago where they try to trick you to delete your photos because they can't account for what the fuck they've done to me. That's why the whole planet has to suffer this shit. Just like Brian Buchanan. He can't account for what the fuck he just did. Oh, yeah. Just running around all choppy and shit and just keep using. Can't account for what the fuck you're doing. Especially when I told you what you're doing. Now you can't prove me wrong, and so you're gonna use more drugs and just fucking run away from me. And just hope if you emotionally hurt me enough that I'll leave you the fuck alone, I will. You're the one who contacted me twice. Hey, dude? No, 3 times. You fucking took off, okay? Not I left you. You fucking took off because you wanted to get high. You thought you were still gonna fucking come back because you thought I was leaving Thursday. Then you went, "Good, now I don't have to go to Candies, and I can use drugs for a week and a half." It's been 3 fucking weeks, you're still using drugs. So I guess you're using drugs until you fucking die. 1 night and smoke fucking crack, or 2 nights, then it's a week, and then I'm going and I'm getting Ativan, and I'm going for a week, and then I'm not gonna fucking contact her and go, "Please come back to the thing, I'm at the" nope, because he had money in fucking SNAP units that he sold to get high. Then he texts me the day after my fucking payday. That's why I'm not near him. Exactamundo. Because when he was all high on fucking drugs in May, and I was outside for 3 nights, this is probably why my sister let me go to her house, my other sister, alright, because she knows what a drug addict is. He woulda contacted me every 3 days and asked me to meet him at South Station for money. I saw how he was in Orlando and how he was here a year ago, okay? I know how he gets. He gets completely fucking out of his mind. Uh, he will first he'll try all that weird shit with me, and then he'll get wicked fucking abusive, and then he'd probably literally punch me in the fucking face and steal my purse. Okay? That's why I'm not near him. That is why I'm not near him. He already told me he got in a fight with someone at Bournemouth Hospital from doing it at Mount Auburn because you people won't stop giving him fucking drugs. Stop giving him fucking drugs. That's why God's killing you because you're doing it to a bunch of people because you're sick. You have like that weird Munchausen by proxy shit where you're fucking killing people with Ativan and Klonopin and benzos and shit. Okay? They make up that they're in a rage. They make up that they're fighting so they can get that fucking drug. That's why mental hospitals have rubber rooms and fucking things. Okay, insane people that go in and go, "What the fuck is this?" You gave him alcohol in a fucking jail. Yeah, you just go, "You've never had a seizure. You're a drug addict." Okay? One of them put him in the chair. Those people were smart. The people that gave him booze, that's your fucking problem that he's loud. He'll eventually shut the fuck up. Right? They make muzzles too for a reason. You're not getting fucking drugs. That's how you get someone off drugs. Not you give them more drugs. It fell. Right. So, anyways, just to recap, the latest on Brian Buchanan's fucking drug addiction that he's probably going to die from. But at least I'll have closure. Yeah, just for the record, too. Never at any given time prevent him from contacting me on the phone. Never do that. Right. Or email or something. Never prevent him from doing that. Right. Because it's helpful to me. All right. So let's see. Let's recap about the new phone number. Someone was nice enough to give you a phone because of your fucking excuses. That would be almighty whether the dude knows it or not. What's the problem? Okay, well, here's a fucking phone. Why haven't you contacted your fucking wife, druggie? Because is that your EBT card? Okay. That's why you fucking got rid of her again, because you're a fucking drug addict and you're supposed to have a power of attorney. So, anyway, oh, look, Tuesday. What was Tuesday's date? Because Lord knows he couldn't ask Steve to use his phone so Mary wouldn't be worried, or Mrs. Mary, right? Um, he doesn't know Mary's email address. Okay, he can't access his email from a library computer, and he does have my email address. So let's see, Tuesday's the 9th, and Mary gets paid on the 8th. So Brian discharges himself from Bournemouth the second he can when the drugs stop on the 4th. This is by his account, okay? So he goes and gets another EBT card because he got paid on the 2nd. He burns through 220 cash and 300 SNAP food units by the 9th on drugs. He's a drug addict. So then on the 9th at 12:36 p.m., Mary gets a text. Hi, it's me, Brian Buchanan. It's not your husband anymore. It's Brian Buchanan. I got a new phone. Call me. Okay. That means he wants money for drugs. He never does that. Okay. When he's off doing his thing and he's getting drugs and stuff, he never says call him. He will literally hang up if I call him because he's so high on drugs. Okay. Just like the pot, he does that with crack and shit. That's a lot of crack cocaine at $10 a bag. That's $500. How many bags of crack is that? Oh yeah, just blah, one of those, just blah, out of his fucking head. And then he goes and gets benzos. That, like I told you, the security guard at the Quincy Library last year just went, I'm done with Brian. I'm done with him. He's all on benzos. He's punching people in the face. Right. because he's so high out of his fucking mind. Of course he's gonna end up getting arrested. I don't even know about sectioning. He went I took him to court right before the wedding. Now I know why the judge was doing that. I'm not blaming you about this, but someone should have explained it to me and I wouldn't have married him. Okay. Because I wouldn't have had sex with him. Even if he manipulated me into marrying him and tell me he needs someone so I can section him, I wouldn't have had sex with him. I wouldn't have done a honeymoon. I was at a shelter. I had every way to not have sex with them. I wouldn't have been raped. Okay. And it's been over a year where you adjust to this person and never had any interest in you. Get it? Okay. His reaction to he was getting locked up because he almost didn't make it there, and he pretends he's drinking. I get it now. He had been high as a kite on drugs, and then he pretends he's drinking. Okay. Clearly, that Mike guy is still using crack because he saw the Mike guy on his bike, and all of a sudden, in turn, he goes, "I just wanted my phone back, bitch," like another person, and took the fuck off. Okay, so he was probably using, crack cocaine with that white guy, and at first you think he's a nut job who's, like, had a psychotic break, he's out of his mind because he left Mary or something, he's high on drugs. 'Member? He came out of the library screaming, "I should have you sectioned, I'm gonna punch you in the face," because he's high on drugs. Whatever it is he's using is making him like that. Okay, so, um anyway, the judge, he tries to say to the judge, "Oh, I'm gonna detox." He goes, "We'll call you an ambulance." Don't call him an ambulance. Don't call him an ambulance. They didn't that time either. Nope. And every when he called me from the prison, he didn't even sound like he was in duress because he makes it up. He's a drug addict. He's never had a seizure from withdrawal. Uh, right, you go. He's just gonna die because of the brain injury, and he won't stop using those kinds of drugs, like and his blood pressure and stuff, he's really not getting it, but maybe he wants to die, so some people would just keep throwing him out to the street. All you have to do is tell them that they don't you don't do alcohol detoxes anymore. We don't do chemical detoxes anymore. We just don't do that. We can refer you to, any emergency room in the state should just say, "We don't do that here." Yeah, we don't have Ativan and stuff anymore, we don't do it. The state stopped it, and he'll leave. He won't have any problem, he's telling you. He pretends that, he's, I don't the thing with the broken nose and the concussion, he was probably glad someone did that to him so he could go to emergency room and then ask for Ativan because he's detoxing. He's a drug addict. They get that sick. Like people that go to the dentist repeatedly so they can get which is benzos, that Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low-Low They're wicked sick people. Okay. So anyway, let's go over this again, how we're gonna make up a thing that explains this. This is what I texted. I did actually call him, by the way, and that's when he starts. He's at South Station. He wants to know where I am because he wants money for drugs. He did it to me already in May. Um, I don't know if you remember any of my social media where I said I felt like God told me after Porter, he did something that he in his mind knew he could never come back from. Or he thought that in his mind. It was something so bad that that's it. It's probably smoking drugs and having sex with people. Smoking drugs, having sex with men, right? And he just won't admit that he did it, which would explain why a person can't perform sexually, by the way, because it's like a guilt that they can't do it. I had a boyfriend this happened to. He could not perform because he ended up talking to his ex-girlfriend or something, and then after he actually told me about it, then he could. It's something that happens to some people, they just can't. They have it in their head and they can't, or God won't let them until they tell me the truth. Okay, so, I did say that God killed your dick. I do actually believe that, okay? So, it may not even be sort of, "I'm gonna catch a disease," but you can't lie, you have to tell me what the fuck you're doing and what you've been doing. Yeah. In the kingdom of heaven, males are not allowed to do that to women. They're not, okay? God runs the program here, not you folks. I'm not a primate, so even primates are not allowed to do that fucking shit to me. That's why people tell me things they can't keep lying. That's part of the reason he shuts off and runs away when he realizes it's going on. Okay, so why do you keep going to South Station? Is that where the drugs are being bought at South Station? Okay. Um, right. When he showed up after the 3 days before I went to my sister's and started asking me for money. That's the only reason he talked to me. And I think um he went to MAP because he was probably trying to get money from John or anybody. Okay, so he went to MAP that day, and all of a sudden I unblocked him on my phone. I'm sitting at the airport, and he texts me. Well, all right, if you're not going to answer me, then I'm just going to do something. He was acting like he was going to ask for two sleeping bags because he has to explain to everybody where the fuck I am. Oh yeah, he's aware of what he's doing is completely fucked up. And people are going, "Where's Mary? What's going on?" Okay? That's why. How are you gonna con people out of money? You won't even say where the fuck Mary is and what happened. Did you try to contact her? So then and as God would have it, I got the text. And I'm like, "What's going on? I had you blocked on my phone, so I haven't gotten anything from you." Okay. So then he asked me to meet him. Or I was at the airport. And then he's like, "All right, I'll meet you at South Station. I need money." Okay? When I had like fucking $10 in the bank. Oh yeah. So then he actually takes it from me and I gave him the receipt so he could see that I had no fucking money. He literally left me outside like that. I had no snap left and no fucking money and he still took money from me. Okay? He doesn't care if Mary has to sit up all night. I did it for 3 nights, started to swell, and finally my sister Cindy, because I was in communication with her telling her she's the one I called from Porter shaking and told her what was going on. And then she said, "Just come here. Just get on the train and come here." Because she knows drug addicts just to get the fuck away from me because, yeah, this dude unfortunately is nothing but a fucking drug addict. So, anyways, he was all and screaming at me. I was gonna get a divorce from you, not your divorcing me, because he knows in his head, right? He just destroyed his fucking marriage again. He knows it. That's why he was yelling that shit at me. Right. It's just clearly it's something the dude doesn't want, but he's so sick that he won't stop doing it. So anyway, just like he doesn't know why he's masturbating in the bathroom, whatever he was doing, I was crazy. He doesn't want to talk about it. That's why he won't get well because he won't fucking talk about it. If he has to admit the actual shit he's doing, he just keeps trying to hide it and pretend other things. Because that's the only time I ever took my ring off and threw it in the fucking trash. I always put it in a purse or something, but I went bloop right in the fucking trash can. And just something in my mind, I was like, "This is actually bad. This is worse than the other time. This is definitely worse than the other times." And I don't and we were actually getting along and being cutesy and stuff. I think I mentioned that was, like, the last time we were ever actually like that. And it was like this time wasn't quite like that, but it was beginning to be a little bit like anytime there's any affection, he just has a break and takes off and destroys it all because he's very mentally ill. That is definitely a mental illness when you can't see a pattern of what you're doing and stop it, right? So, anyways, it sounds like a psychopath, yes, because they can't feel any emotions, but it's also sort of like an attachment disorder type of thing, and that's definitely fueling this person's drug addiction, right? Having they're not even friendships with these weird strangers. That's antisocial personality disorder, in case you didn't know that. You people that think that you're social beings, are you keeping contacts and good relationships with those people? No. You have antisocial personality disorder. It's not normal to just go up to every stranger and talk and share a bone. Tom, you have antisocial personality, not you're more social. People socialize in a genuine manner, and then they keep cordial relationship. There's people they decide that their morality or they don't have things in common. Not yet everybody's buddy. That's part of being a sociopath, at least, and having antisocial personality disorder. Okay. So you have no family, no contact with your family. You have no children. You have a wife that you won't stop abusing and running off from so you can get high. And then you meet you just, "Hey, John," and John just goes, "Oh God." "Hey, Steve," and Steve just goes, "Oh God." And then only the most whacked out of people go, "Hey, what's up?" And it's probably people that don't know Brian. Anybody that knows him just goes, they're either druggies too, "Do you have anything? Da 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 da," or they're just like, "Yeah, yeah, let's go get high," because 'cause they're fake and psychopath too, okay? They don't form actual friendships. That Mike guy is not having, Brian and his wife over for tea or coffee and cookies. I tried to explain it to Brian before, the guy's a drug addict, and he knows that you have drugs. Anyways, when I said it about Colleen, he goes, "I don't have any Adderall." Okay, well, whatever the fuck you people are doing, did you give it all to her? That's why you don't have any. Did you give away Adderall, crack, something? You're drug addicts. You went up there to use drugs. Your friend John even told me, not you're out there drinking. Like it's weird that he won't tell me he's using drugs. I think that's what's weird. Even that one instance, the one instance Thanksgiving in the tent. Why didn't you just tell me you were using drugs? Why do you insist that you went up there with Colleen because she had booze? Why are you insisting that you're not using drugs when you obviously are using drugs? What is that? I told you he's been doing this since I met him. What's the importance with Mary that you don't admit to me that you're a drug addict? Uh, I think you're admitting that I didn't know you were a drug addict because I don't marry drug addicts. I think you're admitting, and you don't just lie to Mary about it, you lie to a lot of people about it. You don't show up at a hospital or AA or anybody and go, "Yeah, I'm a drug addict." You keep telling people, "I don't drink, I'm an alcoholic." You don't tell people you're a fucking drug addict because you've never once for 1 second been in recovery from drug addiction. It's like your secret thing that you're doing. It's really not a secret. I don't know what goes on with other people. Oh, and all the stuff that goes on. Just say what you're fucking talking about. Linda's done this shit to me. Just say what you're fucking talking about. And don't go all dramatic. Oh, yeah, yeah, like you do. Words. Oh yeah, I don't know if you know that I actually talked about getting using crack and meth or heroin, whatever the fuck it is that he's doing, or all of the above, right? Or yeah, I was smoking it with him. That could be why you don't wanna fucking tell me. I was smoking it with them. Yeah, we went together one day and figured out a plot plan to get, crack or meth or whatever the fuck it is, and we were using it. There's so many people with mental illness, it's amazeballs. Why you wouldn't just no one talks like that but fucked up people that are druggies. You just go even Colleen, he's acting all crazy, won't stop trying to have sex with me. How much fucking crack cocaine did you give him? How much crack cocaine or meth did you give him? Yeah, he's supposed to be on a fucking mood stabilizer. You don't know he's supposed to take 15 fucking medications? He could actually already be on lithium. Oh, yeah. Take away a person's psych meds that are keeping him calm and then fill him up with that shit, of course he's gonna act crazy. You people are really fucking sick, man, all of you, including him. I'm bored. I would have an answer for everything this fucking guy says. Yeah, I would have an answer because I'm sober and sane. I'm not as fucking naive as I used to be. I booked an entire second vacation for you after the cruise that was supposed to be a surprise. So I'll be gone the entire month of January. It's non-refundable. I already called. I took you off of it after you were gone for days, but I can't get the money back. Okay? So he chose to be taking off of a months long fucking vacation. He chose that. He'd rather lay on the fucking ground, vomiting all over the place, and looking for more fucking crack cocaine. Some people die because they won't stop it with the self fucking pity and misery. They just do. They really do. Just, you're 38 and a half years old. Look at your fucking wife, dude. Like, I don't even know. I'm not listening to another fucking word. It's pathetic. Oh, yeah, this is me. Oh, yeah, Facebook let me back on. If you could not block me, I'm reporting about the hospitals and people not housing the homeless. If you could separate that from personal stuff. You need to approve the friend request for both pages, thank you. And then I typed, Marie's birthday was yesterday. Did you call her? I wrote it down. So he answers that. If it's about Brian, he'll answer. If it's not about Brian, he fucking ignores it because he just isn't gonna care about the fuck anybody. He's Buck Buchanan. He's just gonna smoke fucking crack. So, anyways, he wrote back, "Nope, I did not. I had no idea what my mom's birthday was, honestly." Honestly? Do you swear to love, honor, and cherish? Do you swear to forsake all others till death do you part? Does this seem like love, honor, and fucking cherish a person? I say I had it in my phone from applying for the passport. So then that's at Tuesday, 2:28. Okay. He doesn't say anything back until this must be what was yesterday? Wednesday? Until yesterday, 8:52 a.m. I write, okay, hey, are you going to see Ben today? You have a phone and his email address. He writes back, no, not until the end of December. He's off until then. I saw Scholastica yesterday. I write, I changed my appointment with Manet until February. My Social Security hearing is in March. Did she change any of your medications? Are you still off Adderall? He writes back, no, and yes, still off Adderall. See? If it's about him, he'll answer you. None of that's about an emotions or anything. Like everybody is a fucking nurse. I write, okay, good. Try not to forget Social Security is setting up another appointment for you, and she's going to call me. Try to hold on to the phone, and you can access your email address. And he writes back, yes, all three. Does that mean he has three email addresses? I think he told me he couldn't access one of them once. So then at 12:12, "Hi, are you still wearing the wedding ring on your ring finger?" And then I said, "Why not answer that? When you text yesterday, I could have ignored you, but I didn't." So then he answers me at 3:04 after I get back from my walk. Remember this yesterday? Sorry, I fell asleep. Okay, why are you sleeping in the middle of the daytime? Why are you sleeping in the middle of the daytime? You slept at the warming center. You slept from 8 o'clock at night till 7 o'clock in the morning because you know they're dragging his ass out of there if he actually went there. Because I'm not there to wake him up. That's why. So you slept for 11 hours and then you fell asleep in the daytime. That's why Scholastica wants to see you to find out what the fuck's going on. Right? Why are you sleeping like that? Because eventually, if you're conning these people to get more and more drugs, eventually they're gonna find out because you can't just be sleeping fucking 24 hours a day unless you're in a dying process. 3:04, sorry, I fell asleep. Yes, still on my ring finger. He could have just moved it from one hand to the other, by the way, and then he sends me a photograph of it, which is nice because I was gonna actually say, "Can you send me a photograph of it?" So then I say Revere Beach because it looked to me like it could have been a pier, and he says South Station, passing through for a cig. Okay. So is he just riding the train, sleeping in the daytime? Is he sleeping at nighttime too? I write, "Oh, it looked like a pier, LOL. You should check the mail. Social Security said St. Francis sent mail back." This is what he says to me. "I'm not walking all the way back to Park Street. I was just there. I'm bored as fuck. I just keep walking around stations and shit." Okay. You're too tired to walk from South Station to St. Francis to check the mail? Okay. Right. How many is he gonna check the mail without me being there? Then the mail doesn't get checked till I get back from my trip. Social Security calls me. So hopefully, uh, it leave a voicemail. I maybe should have said, "Don't make any appointments before February." Right? Don't make any appointments before February because you know a drug addict is not checking his mail. A drug addict isn't getting to appointments. That's why you don't have a drug addict's phone number because he doesn't even answer his own fucking wife. He didn't answer Ben on November 19th. So I write, "I took my walk, so I'm in a Zen mood." Oh, okay. I just walked 8 miles. Like, I just walked 8 miles in 2 hours and I'm 54 years old and I have a medical condition. So, you think something might be wrong with you? He writes, "I walked like at least four today." I mean, at least he's actually, that's like a conversation, so he's not high yet. And I wrote, "In 2 hours though?" And then he wrote, "I walked very slowly. I just went to the fucking movies and wasted $8 on the Running Man." I don't know if he's making a joke. It almost sounds like he's making a joke, but you go, "You are the Running Man. I'm disappointed I spent the money." That doesn't sound like him. Yeah, that sounds like me. Not worth it. I figured I'd spend time out the library and away from Steve. Been with him too often. Every day in the Smiths and at night in the line for Green Street. Okay. So he's already sick of Steve. He's only been out of a hospital since the 4th. Okay. He's a drug addict. Okay. So, and he's like transient and shit. Yeah. Just, he won't, it's because of he won't allow himself to emotionally bond to me. I explained it. Okay. He's a fucking drug addict that's probably gonna die. I don't think he can get past it. After last night, I don't think he can get past it. So anyway, um, because instead of feeling an emotion, he clearly went and got high again. He clearly went and got high again. That's why he hasn't texted me or called me. My fucking mother died yesterday. Okay, we'll get to that. Okay. But I'm explaining like the course. He left the hospital on Thursday the 4th. Okay. So today's a week. So yesterday, less than a week, he's already tired of being sober. And he wasn't even sober. Oh, yeah. He's already bored with Steve. I think it's because you're running away from your fucking emotions in your life. So let's see, the 4th, you're getting paid $500 lasts 1, 2, 3, 4 days. It lasts you 4 days, 500 fucking dollars lasts you 4 days. So then you text Mary looking for money. Can't get money from Mary. Okay. And then I doubt you went to the warming center that day on the 9th, Tuesday. Okay, I doubt it. Because of the timing of the text and stuff and sleeping in the daytime. So then by yesterday, you're making up an excuse not to go to the library and not to go to the warming center. You're already making up an excuse less than a fucking week out of a hospital to not go to a warming center and not go to the library. It's nothing to do with fucking Steve. All you do is sit in the library and don't talk. Okay? I did it with you for a fucking year. How would Steve be bothering you? You're sick of Mary. You're sick of Steve. Get it? So I wrote, sometimes men become annoyed like their wife doesn't let them do stuff. This sucks, depends. Like I'm saying, it depends on the dude. You either decide, yeah, that wasn't a good thing for me, okay? Or they stop fucking doing it. They go to the Lions Club and they pretend their wife is a pecking fucking hen. But I mean, like, 'cause she's the new fucking mother. But she's the new mother that's never gonna leave, and they know they can't do all this fucked up shit. They won't have a fucking wife and a new mother anymore. That's a man, dude. That's an adult fucking married man. Some of them probably fuck it all up and tell themselves they wanna do something else, and then they're trapped with that because what are they gonna do, give up another one? And then the other one won't take them back. Oh, yeah. Once you pull that shit where now you have a fucking girlfriend, and then you remember that show with, I actually kind of like the show. Hi. Sure. Rocky. Rocky, Rocky. Wanna go for what? Oh, here you are. I gotta take my walk too. Usually about noontime. Yeah. Oh, good boy. How have you been doing? All right. I don't know if Candy had a chance to tell you that our mother died yesterday. No, I didn't see Candy. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Yeah, she's out getting her hair done, but I'll tell her that, yeah. So okay. I'm sure she'll figure it out when she gets back if I'm not here to get the talk. All right. I'll see you later. Okay, thank you. Can you tell I'm away from this? It's not my place. It's not my apartment. And she does my sister a favor, but Yeah, just she can't hear my voice talking that loud through the door. I'm sure she can. So anyway, yeah, it's just I don't like being interrupted when I'm fucking talking. I mean, this is my live stream. It's not even another person. I don't have to pause for them to fucking talk. This because people don't listen to me. This is my fucking chance to talk. Okay? Just that is why I am not fucking doing this again. I explained it. You just go, what the fuck is it with this dude? Yeah, what the fuck is it with this dude? Probably anybody that knows him. What the fuck is it with this dude just screaming the fuck over you, running away, won't answer, text you like that. He's fucked, text you like that, and then fucking won't answer you. Thank God I am gone on a vacation for a fucking month. No, I don't believe in that. Some people go block him and stuff. No, I'm not gonna make it easy for a person to kill himself. I'm not making it easy. No. Oh, well, she blocked me. I tried to call her. Fuck you did. That phone hasn't fucking rang. That phone works just fine. Text hasn't come in. I mean, why didn't you fucking call me the second I told you my fucking mother died? I am your fucking wife. You're calling me from a hospital. It's your husband. I know I'm a scumbag. Okay? Then you're saying, texting me, call me, and then you're sending saying you have your fucking ring on, and then you're sending me a photograph of it. And then I text you my fucking mother died. You don't call me. I'm not making it I'm not making it easy for a person to fucking kill himself. I'm not. Okay, psychopath? So as I was saying, now that I lost my train of thought, uh you're a druggie, not you're tired with Steve. Steve doesn't use drugs, and he told me he doesn't really drink. And as you know, he has friends that drink, but he doesn't want them to fuck near him when they're all fucked up like that because he doesn't want to listen to it. Because you people are fucked in the head, okay? No one wants to listen about your problems when you're a fucking addict. That's your problem. That's your only problem is you're a fucking addict because you're a sociopath or a psychopath. I don't even think sociopaths are like that. You won't fucking let anybody love you and you don't give a fuck about anybody. Tired of fucking listening to it. Wrote at of it should say a lot of men end up alone and bitter and have a lot of negative stuff to say about women. That's not you, Brian. That's Brian 2023 at least. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. He writes, and I wasn't even necessarily right. It's like you're either gonna fucking change or you're gonna end up alone and bitter. That's what happens to everyone, whether you're gay or a fucking straight. That's what happens to dudes. They're either gonna fucking change or they end up alone and bitter. And the fuck broke outside, the fuck away from us. People that can love and accept love. He writes, I'm not bitter. I'm fucking bored. I have no good ideas what to do alone. That's why you shouldn't have thrown your fucking wife away again. Right. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to go in the hospital and then I might learn to have fun with someone else, like the gay guy in April and May that I had fun with. Just like the losers outside the Orlando Library, I might bond to them, and then I will realize I can love, but it won't be you, Mary, okay? It's fucking almighty. Bye. So I write, you chose to be alone. Bored isn't an emotion. That's addiction words. Talk into the phone, talk to God, feel some emotion, sorrow, regret, grief, sadness, lonely. That's me going, I don't want to listen to your fucking bullshit, druggie. I don't want to listen to it. But I mean, at least this is better than when he starts that weird fucking shit where he's just screaming, I'm in a psychosis and I'm this and that and I trashed his stuff. Did I trash your stuff this time? Or anytime? When did I trash your stuff? Oh yeah. Just then he sends a picture of some dude and it just says whatever. That's He's already fucking doing it. Oh, yeah. It's like a retarded child. It's because when he's fucking using drugs, he does that. That's what he does when he's fucking using drugs. It's like he goes into another fucking personality, and he's fucking Buck Buchanan and fuck you. Like, he thinks he's like, still living in fucking Plymouth, which was all a fucking delusion too. I'm living in Plymouth. I'm LGBTQ. I have Natasha. She works at fucking Stop and Shop, and she's like 30. Really? Now she got knocked up by a fucking loser in prison and had a bastard, and she's a drug addict. Oh, yeah, these people are fucking bonkers, man. Oh, yeah, I'm better than you, and I had a life where I was better than you, Mary, and I wouldn't even talk to you, but for Scott the cop made me lose my fucking halfway house, and I wouldn't even be because this is what he actually thinks I'm explaining him to you people. And I lived in a house with these people, and they had money and a dick, and then I got a friend, and I could live with him, and we're filming. He's got a whole business of wrestling. He's literally like an elitist fucking bloviated prick, okay? That's his whole shield and his fucking persona, and none of it's even fucking true. So I wrote, "People talk and resolve emotions. Hear me out," because he's probably gonna go, "That's a fucking joke." No, it's not, bloviated prick. It's not a fucking joke. "People talk and resolve emotions. Hear me out. Stop shutting me down." This is me. I had the entire month of January booked for us to have things to do. It's so much hurt, it's difficult to express. Yelling, saying whatever, taking off. Come on, Brian. Stop emotionally shutting down. There's not much for any of us to do. Ice skating? Then don't you want to go ice skating, Brian, and pretend that you're having fun ice skating with someone else? And wow, we never went ice skating, and I wasted so much time on Mary because I have fun with someone else. You don't want to do that shit? That's not going to work this time? So then later on, but it doesn't tell me the times anymore because I realize now it wasn't all at once in the day. So this is all from yesterday. So then I write, "Are you there? My mother died. I just found out," right? I think it took him a while to answer me. And he was probably already fucked up high. Okay. Because it starts off with a comma and then it says, "This isn't going to mean anything now, comma, but mark my words," and mark is a capital M. Because I mean, who the fuck talks like this? This is my husband talking to me? Okay. "But mark my words, you will look back on this. It never stops hurting, dot, dot, but it's gonna get easier, comma. I promise I'll see." Then he writes star you'll, like he wrote the wrong thing, because he's high and he's pretending he's a fucking social worker. I know Brian very well, and I explained it to Steve. Once you start getting those fucking videos and photos, he is out of his mind fucking high. He's a crackhead. He's out of his mind. He could be on meth, crack. It's some fucking hardcore street drug. He's out of his fucking head and he goes into this thing where he thinks he's a fucking social worker and it's all deranged and demented. Oh, yeah. I won't be baited. And he does that shit with the Spanish. Steve knows because he made the mistake of giving Brian his phone number, which is forever locked in Brian's contacts. Just block him, Steve, and then wait a week and unblock him. Okay. Block him for at least a day or two and then unblock him. Okay. And that's the shit he will do to you, by the way. When he takes off like that and you start texting him and calling him, he will fucking block you. He's heartless. Okay. But then he'll send you a slew of fucking shit. He did it to Steve because I blocked him on my phone when after Porter. After Porter. Okay. He was on hardcore fucking drugs, obviously. Okay. And I think I just tell you right now, it's that weird black guy that showed up and sat next to him and offered him his fucking food. That's who he ended up hanging around with. The dude was obviously fucked up on something, and maybe Brian seen him around before. Okay, so anyway, so I wrote, "Okay, are you sorry you took off 3 hours after I was told she was getting ready to die? Because don't forget he knew this on Tuesday. You're my husband, right? I'm not that bonded to my mother because of the dysfunction, but she did always provide me a place to stay. I'm glad it's over for her. She had a lifetime of mental health issues and then dementia. Thanks for responding." Okay. So then later on, because he doesn't fucking answer me, I write, "Driving to La Salette. We don't know about services yet. She wanted to be cremated." Because he doesn't ask me anything about my fucking mother. He doesn't say, "Oh, I'm sorry." He goes, "Oh," he doesn't say, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." Like, yeah, just, I can't believe I've actually done this. Like, I fucking just ditched you right when this was, he doesn't say any of that. That's Brian. He will never fucking apologize for what he's actually done. Okay. I send him a picture of La Salette. Nothing. Okay. So last night at 8:02, I write, "No good night text," with a question mark. And then I wrote, "Who's mean?" Because before he went to the fucking hospital, he just sent a text saying, "You're a mean woman." Fuck you, drug addict. No, I think it's good that you contact me when you're fucking high. I wish you'd take fucking videos of yourself and post them to me. Okay? So you can have to fucking look at it. So then at 9:50, because I noticed the film was on, this is what you do when you miss somebody, okay? Or you're fucking normal and you're not high as a kite with a bunch of druggies going, "Oh my God." And then they all get involved in it and they start fucking typing to me and getting high. And then I've seen it happen. And they did it to me in 2023. One of them started doing it to me after we fucking got married. Okay. So yesterday at 9:50, I write, "I'm watching this film called Dead Again." I love this film. I do. I remember, I think I saw it at the movies. You should watch it. I think you might like it. I don't really want to tell people what it is, but it's a really good film. It's like a love story, but it has like a couple twists in it. Right. That's a film you go, "Oh, we should watch this together." Okay? So at 7:53 a.m. today, I write, "Good morning. What are you doing? You haven't responded to my text." So now at that point, it's 12 hours, over 12 hours since he's responded to me. And he's my husband that did a fuck up and misses me and is stranded in fucking Cambridge waiting for me to come back. Okay? Really? You don't sleep that late at the warming center. What are you doing? Okay. 9:37, having diet soda and fresh lime. That's me. Okay, so here we are, 12:04, and this fucking scumbag still has. So he found somebody who has a snap card and they sold it to get crack. Something. When did I say was the last time he responded? Oh, this doesn't have times on it. It was before I found out about my mother, so it was yesterday afternoon. It wasn't even nighttime yet. 30. I think it was about 4:30. My other sister called my sister because we were discussing we're supposed to go somewhere at 5, and do we really want 30? So it's been almost 24 hours. If you use the internet and you know Brian or you see Brian, you just go, "Brian, what you need to call Mary. It's the World Wide Web. What the fuck is wrong with you?" Yeah, I think they know what's wrong with them. That might have been what was going on in May when people were screaming at him. Right. I don't know. You could call the police. There's not, what are we got? What's to do? There's nothing to do. Brian has. People don't have to go into a detox center. Okay, druggies? No, they don't. That's never gonna get that dude off of drugs. That dude has to wake up one morning and go, "It doesn't matter what's happening, I'm not using today." That's all. Don't even bother. Or just let him you have to let him die. You have to let him kill himself. Okay, I'm explaining it to you. That's why they won't send him to CSS and stuff anymore. He's done all that. Okay? He knows he has a brain injury and now he's killing the rest of his brain. You just let the person die. Okay? Especially if he's just a complete psychopath that won't stop harming me. He's getting off on, and he's just sitting there laughing, going, "Wow, I really got her. Like, none of that's fucking true." It's like a sickening thing. Trust me, it's true, but he won't believe it's true, and then he gets angry, and it's clearly true, right? Because he clearly has no family. I've known him to have a secret family, right? He got married. None of them showed up. I spoke to the Denise on the phone. Okay, the hospital said three people showed up when he was in a coma, and then wouldn't come back again. They wouldn't come back and talk to him because they know. They were probably told more by the hospital about what happened. So he wasn't with Mary. They knew I wasn't there, and they're probably like, "Oh yeah, we think he's married, but we don't have his wife's phone number." Okay, so they knew he wasn't with me, and someone attacked him in Central, which is drug area. So they know. They may have asked you, "Did you do a drug test?" Things that they didn't volunteer to be, and I didn't ask. And they would have said, "Yeah, he was intoxicated when he came in." And then they just went, "Call us when he's dead." We're not even his next of kin, right? That's up to them. I mean, I don't see at this point why. It's like when I didn't visit Barbara. I don't have any bad feelings towards her, but I just saw her in May and she's in a dying process. And I'm glad I didn't do it because Candy told me she couldn't even talk. That makes it worse. Yes. That makes it worse. You just go, I'm glad I didn't have to see all that. Yeah, you go, do you understand what I went through in April when I found Tommy dead on the floor? I don't think anyone fucking cares. I don't think they care. I don't think they care. It's another thing where people don't let me fucking talk. I remember that's why I didn't like Casey. She did it to me when I first met her at the shelter, and I basically told her to fuck herself. Right? I don't want to hear about that. What? Yeah, there's a lot of people that have problems with psychopathy. They don't like any emotions, and they get mad and rude. They cannot handle me, is what it is. I explained it. They cannot handle me. People that are psychopaths and have sadistic personality disorder, they can't believe all this shit that's happened to me, and they don't like emotions. She's a drunk and a drug addict too, so I don't talk to her anymore. She was the best person at my wedding, but I don't talk to her anymore because of her drug and alcohol abuse, and she started getting too flirty with Brian, and then she hated Brian. She blamed Brian for us not having a relationship. You're a drunk and a drug addict. I don't use marijuana. She even started smoking marijuana in a crack pipe. Are you sure you're not smoking crack? Why would you smoke marijuana in a crack pipe? They started having all that shit at that shelter, man. She maybe at first she didn't know what she was fucking smoking. People are insane, especially if she's buying it from them or they just don't like her. People are weirdos. That's why I roll my own fucking cigarettes. I won't take cigarettes from people. Oh yeah, I remember when Brian told me one of the times he took off that he found a pack of cigarettes on the ground and fucking smoked one and immediately threw up and threw the rest of them away. You go, I'll wait for the morgue to call. Wait for the morgue to call. Just I got him to not do that stuff. And then that Mark guy on the train, here you go. What the fuck? I mean, it's overwhelming. It's fucking. Why would you even do that? Why would you even do that? It's a fucking sickness. It's a sickness, and you know this guy's all fucked up. Now you got a whole school with Norvovirus, and you people are putting mouths on fucking vapes. I know it's 12:11. I brush my teeth, and I need to change into these sweatpants because I don't want to get these pants all sweaty. As long as I'm out of here by 1, I don't have obligations tonight. But I felt so good yesterday. I know I have to. Serious. Remember that one yesterday? Oh, yeah. She's too serious. Everything is serious and negative. I'm the most childlike fucking person on earth. Oh my God. Guess what happened? I'm sitting here, right? And all of a sudden, a fucking bird's nest just went bloop right on my campsite so I could light a fire. Oh, yeah. And there's the squirrel and da da da. Fuck you. She's too serious. I'm bored. This isn't fun. Everything. See how she is? No, no one sees that. Remember? Yay, Auntie Eve. And my sister goes, What the hell's Auntie Eve? And then I go, oh, yeah, I had to explain it to her. She goes, oh, yeah, no, I get it. That sounds like my sister. Yeah. Made up my own holiday. Auntie Eve, yay. I'm the most fucking childlike person on earth. Fuck you, druggie. So anyway, again, I'm going to explain to people what happened in May. Jerry, I'm sure recalls. Okay. First of all, Brian was in. Vaughn told me how disgusting it was because all they were doing was that and sitting there because he apparently was out of drugs and out of drug money. And Shane got a hotel through the Salvation Army because this dude won't live in a fucking shelter even though he's a drug. Okay. So that's a reason for cops to pick up a person and stick him in fucking jail for at least 3 days. He doesn't have to commit a crime. He's mentally ill and he's homeless and he refuses to even go to the warming center now. They have the right to pick him up and throw him in fucking jail for 32 hours. Okay? That's what typically happens to him. He doesn't need any detox at all. He doesn't need a cup of whiskey. Okay? He doesn't have seizures. He's a fucking drug addict. He already was just at Bournewood Hospital and he's probably been to 3 fucking emergency rooms at least. Anywho, so, oh, I'm too fucked up for relationship. That's his fucking excuse for 2023. After I find out later, as I told you, that he knew I was online. 13 years, not a drop of fucking alcohol, 5 years off cigarettes. And him and his fucking friends and his family see me. Okay. And don't tell me he's not fucking dead. That level of sick. As he's depersonalized, pretending he's fucking sober in a halfway house. Like he dominated the fuck out of me. Okay. So anyway, in May, at first it's yeah, I'm too fucked up for relationship. It's called fucking sexual assault. It's called pretrial probation. So then, like a day later, because Shane was taken to a hospital because he was jaundiced and dying from fucking cirrhosis, all of a sudden he tells my friend Jerry that he wants to go back with me. I think we all know why, because my friend Jerry uses drugs and has a lot of drug connections. It's called manipulating by any fucking means, right? So then Jerry tells me about it. We talk again. Now all of a sudden we're going out again. I don't know how much time went by. Not much. So then there's some new guy named Tom who clearly doesn't fucking know me, half of Quincy or Brian Buchanan, and he's a problem. And I told you he was a fucking problem from day one. That guy. Yeah, talk about because he's still fucking doing it. So anyway, um, he's I'm on my walk, taking my daily walks, obviously not drinking or smoking. I'd stopped all that by October after recovering from my fucking fiance dying. If you can imagine people that fucking vile. So then I'm on my daily walk and I can see Brian's at the library because that's like my halfway point of my walk. He's sitting at the alcove with this fucking Tom guy. I don't know at that point. Apparently, he's at the shelter. I don't fucking know him. I don't talk to losers. I don't talk to fucking losers and drug addicts and shit at the shelter. I had a bed. I don't have to be stuck in that dining room, you fucking things. So, um, he's only talking to this dude because he has a vape drug. He's giving Brian drugs. That's why Brian's talking to him. Dude, you told me your psychology. You fucked up. You're not anybody's friend. He uses you for fucking drugs. No shit. You got like upset like you just realized it at the fucking train station. Jesus Christ, man. So anyway, that's all he does. That's all he does is use people for drugs and money. Hello? There's only so many times I tell you to stay the fuck away from a person where nobody feels bad for you anymore, and I'm tired of your fucking pissing and whining and yelling. I don't like you, Tom guy. So anyway, I by the way, I can't see your comments because the thing's up. I'll look in a minute. Because I'm in the middle of talking. Uh, so I say to Brian, "Oh, I do you want me to just do the rest of my walk tomorrow or something, or are you gonna be here?" He goes, "Oh no, I'll wait here." 'Cause it's, like, less than an hour to do the second half of my walk, okay? So I finish up my walk. I can't answer my phone on my walk, he knows that, I'm pretty sure I was listening to a radio and not my phone. Okay. I get to Stop and Shop, which is pretty much the end of my walk, to get my Diet Pepsi for $1 and head over to the library all, "Yay," back with Brian, right? I see there's a message and I listen, and it's Brian, okay? "Oh, Tom wants to know if I can go to Downtown Crossing with him." Okay, because fucking drugs. "If I can go to Downtown Crossing with him and, call me back if you don't want me to go." And as he's hanging up, I can hear them fucking laughing. Of course, he never fucking comes back from Downtown Crossing, okay? And so I start fucking drinking, and my friend Jerry is there, thank fucking God, and I think Angel was there too, another one of my friends. Oh, yeah. This is before the wedding, okay? And yeah, I just start drinking, smoking cigarettes. I spend the whole night with my friend Jerry because, contrary to Darlene, the fucking drunk, that guy is harmless as a fucking fly, whatever you want to call it. Harmless as a flea, whatever the fuck. He's a platonic friend of mine. He's not a fucking creeper. Remember that? Oh, I just gotta tell you, watch out for Jerry because he wouldn't get between her fucking legs anymore. She was a wacko. Anyways, um, okay, yeah, whatever. Bloop. Um, so anyways, I spend the night in an ATM with my friend, and then somehow along the lines, of course, Brian showed the fuck back up when he felt like it, because 'cause I'm at a shelter and he's going out there looking for drugs. He doesn't give a fuck about going out with me, okay? And then even after we're engaged again, he still says fucked up shit to me, like about the cop got him kicked out of his halfway house, and we would have never met. Like, his whole entire thing is he clearly likes me, but he has to keep making me think he doesn't. Yes, he has to keep making me think I'm fucking inferior and he doesn't actually like me. So then I'm what, accused of being negative and fucked up and insecure? It's a complete mind fuck of a person who's mentally ill. Right, and I'm really good at this, and I'm pretty sure I pegged his fucking number, and now he doesn't even wanna talk to me, and is probably high and high and high and high and high and high because he doesn't like what the fuck I'm saying. I remember Tom Kent. I didn't even give Tom Kent talks like this. No, but somebody else maybe was. Okay. All of a sudden, he started saying shit like people. Everybody's a people. I don't know if they're voices. It could have been God talking to him. He had, like, voices in his head or something called the people. Um, People trying to make me destroy my childhood, like, he would never have psychotherapy, right? So, he died as such, and he was left alone. I didn't force anything upon him. Just he didn't deal with any of the issues within his family, but he wanted a family. He wanted that, but he didn't want his delusion of his upbringing and his new self he made up to be destroyed. That's what he chose for himself, and then he died. So that's the end of it, right? Um, Yes, he didn't seem really that happy, but he sure as hell wasn't as sick and unhappy as Brian Buchanan. And I'm sure Tom Kent would have loved to have a wife or even a girlfriend, but it just wasn't. He just couldn't. He just couldn't. He couldn't get women to go out with him. He tried to date on like Match.com a bunch of times, and it was just wackos probably preying upon him and stuff, just for prostitutes. He just couldn't get a girlfriend, and he was stuck around his mother all the time. Like he kind of, wanted to just have a mother, but I'm sure he would have liked to have had a wife. That's what I was explaining to Brian. Uh, if they're not people like John and Donnie, because John and Donnie told me, they go, we don't get it. I mean, someone offers me a hotel or something, we would go. Right? They couldn't understand Brian. Right? Because he's mentally ill and he's a drug addict, but he's a drug addict because of his mental illness that he won't face. That I've explained in depth. I'm pretty sure Donnie died, but John, I don't know. I don't think he really uses the internet, but they know that the stuff he's doing, it just doesn't make any sense. You just go, dude, I wish I had a wife. Right? I wish I had a wife, and you just keep throwing her away. She doesn't even do anything to you. She's not nagging you. She doesn't make you work. You're not cleaning a house. Like, you're really delusional and out of it. You're at the campground, she doesn't even make you do anything. Right? She tried to get you to gather wood because sometimes it's good for people to do stuff and you don't even know what that post that you put on fucking Facebook, dude, you don't even know what fucking henpecked is. You're trying to pretend that you're like a caricature, like you're fucking Buck Buchanan, whatever the fuck that is. Right? You just go, most I shouldn't say most, but there's probably a lot of dudes that will tell you that they don't have a wife like you do because they can't get a wife like me. Right? You just go, or they're completely fucking alone and they wish they had a fucking wife like me. Just, are you done with her? Maybe people should just say it even though you're not interested. Are you done with her? Because I'd gladly take her for a fucking wife. Are you done with this? Are you done with your wife? Can I marry her? Because you are fucking dumb. You're a fucking loser. Just like those people at Smith Center that knocked him down and told him he was a fucking retard. You're a retard. Why the fuck are you still doing this shit when that's your wife? That guy. That is something about your girl. I'm not his girl. I'm his wife. Okay? Just because you things took my fucking children in my house and I'm destitute and forced to be the fuck out here in fucking children's clothing does not mean that you fucking talk to me like that. You're not turning this fucking lady into a girl. Okay, Megan? I know what you are. I know what you fucking things are. You're not turning this lady into a fucking street girl. And even when I'm not, you still fucking talk to me like that. That's why you don't give me a place to live. I can't have any fucking female clothing. You won't let me do my hair. You try to stop me from brushing my fucking teeth because you're sickos. Fucking God. Oh my God. Whoa. Yeah, that's exactly what you're fucking doing. That's God talking. Poof is right. 2 5-star. Poof. Bet your fucking ass. Whatever. Grow the fuck up. Whatever. It's beyond getting sad for you, Brian. It really is. I felt bad for you when that guy at the warming center wouldn't stop talking about how gross it is that people don't brush their teeth. I actually felt bad for you. And then also the guy at Spalding has a chance to talk down to you. Well, when do you brush your teeth? Did you see what that fucking dude looked like? You're doing it to yourself. You're doing it to yourself, and it's fucking embarrassing to me. I can't take it anymore. Oh, yeah, look at this one over here. He doesn't care that Tom was throwing fucking money at him. I actually didn't care that Tom was throwing money at him either. I go, "Okay, if he wants to throw us money, I'll fucking take it," because he wasn't even using it at the time. I get what he's talking about, but you just go, "He doesn't care, he's tricking you." Wrestling, give me a fucking break. Just nothing but disgusting people. Okay, what are you guys saying? Good morning, good morning. Sorry about your bereavement, close or not. Right. I agree. Yeah, I mean, your mother's your mother, um, clearly. If you sort of, like, have all this lashed out stuff, it's just you didn't resolve it. Right. Someone's 89 years old and they have Alzheimer's for 10 years. I think she was afraid to die, so I'm glad it's over for her. Why'd you get back with Brian after he lied to you that he died? Sorry, I just explained it. He didn't tell me that I thought he died. He didn't tell me that he knew that. He didn't tell me that. It was after. Right. I'd have never wanted anything to do with the guy again. Right. Well, because yeah, you just if you have a solid thing where you're never someone that uses and it doesn't matter how much you sort of relate to their problems, right, then that won't happen to you. It just the environment or whatever that I was stuck living in and the number of years out there and stuff, and you just it's difficult to explain. I have a very caring, compassionate heart. Sometimes God sends people to people to help them somehow, even if it's so that person has one person when they're gonna die, they at least have a person that he can text and call like he does when he feels like it. But he can still tell a hospital he has a wife. When he talks to people, he can tell them that he has a wife. It helps. He's probably hoping it helps ward off getting raped. He doesn't need to take it off to sleep with women and whores to give them stuff because they're disgusting. They don't care. If anything, sometimes that helps. He told me about some fucking chick that him and Johnny picked up, and he was engaged and had the ring on as an engagement ring, and she goes, "Oh, can I be your fiance?" And he tells me this stuff, and I can't go up to her because I was still on pretrial probation. Yeah. Um, it would be a little bit different now. Yes, because I'm not on pretrial probation anymore. So also, sometimes in life, it's really better to sort of let other people deal with things for you. Right. You can go up and explain to a whore how disgusting she is, and then the second she attacks you, she's going to jail, not me. Right, because it's like someone's wife, and you go, "Oh, look at" all you have to do is talk from 10 feet away and then watch this person attack you, and then they go to jail. Obviously, who would be hanging around with him, especially with the wedding ring, but a disgusting, nasty whore who's trying to be me or compete with me, that's all they do. That's why Charmaine and Colleen did what they did. Right, a dude's doing that, I explained some of the psychology, thank you. Is that he'll continue the cycle of relationship and the way he withdraws is dramatic, pretending he died to get away from you. That's a big red flag. Um, I think that's part of the reason to just allow him doing with me, like I said, because then I know what he's doing. Yeah. I was reading some people can detoxes, like the chemical detoxes, not just regular detox, right? With the brain injury, One of these times, I might get a call from a hospital that a decision has to be made because he's in a coma or like half of his brain is dead now and he's talking like that guy at Spalding. Like that could have been a warning for him. He was in a room right next to a man who couldn't talk. I don't know if it was that call. It might have been. Um, yeah. And then of course Brian goes, "It's getting annoying." Like he sounded like Frankenstein, like you could tell he was trying to talk. Um, so yeah, you go. Is that annoying? Because what if all of a sudden you realize that's you and you can't actually talk? Apparently that started happening to Barbara at the end. Just but not actually talking. And Barbara does weird things, so she did. She might have just been fucking with Candy. Who knows? Cindy and the nurse would know if she was doing that all the time or just did it to Candy. She started doing that sometimes. Yeah, like she would say, um, what was it about the bourgeoisie? You can't see my mouth or something, or you can see my mouth moving or something, something, right? Because Candy said that she talked to her, and then Barbara said thank you at the end to have to do with that. But that could be God talking to the brain, like they said happened with Ronald Reagan. It's almighty. All right, so still nothing back from Brian. See, when it shows the little dot, does that mean he didn't read it, or that has no meaning? It happens sometimes with Candy. It's almost like I think it happens a lot with Candy's text messages, and sometimes hers don't go through, but I'm not making up they're not going through. Yeah, I'm not making that up, believe me. Right. He would have called. He would have called. You call. This is one of the things too. It's probably just Cindy. She didn't call my phone either because I'm pretty sure I unblocked her number when uh, when Barbara was getting sicker. Yeah, just a couple days ago. Pretty sure I unblocked her number. But even when she was blocked, if she left a voicemail, I'd get it. Oh no, I did. That's right. I did get a voicemail from her. So either the phone was off or she's still blocked. I did get a voicemail from her. So yeah, you'd call, and if you got a voicemail, you'd leave a message like he did when he was in the hospital, when he was in Bournemouth. None of those excuses. Nope, there's no excuses for Brian, but that he's getting high. So he somehow managed to get himself some more money. That's one thing that Brian does. He, I guess you call it victimizing. I don't know if it's victimizing, but he gathers up other people. That's a way you can keep your drug habit going if you gather up drug addicts and they just don't know how to get drugs. Yeah. If you just don't know how to get drugs or even drunks, if you could tell drunks how he knows how to sell you Snap card. He takes your card from you and sells it. He'll probably give it back to you if it's empty. Right. He may even give you the booze that you asked for, but he's taking money to buy himself crack cocaine or meth or heroin, whatever it is he's using that day. He has to be using either heroin, is it, if he's testing positive for opiates. And the guy asked him if he wanted any brown, and he knows the guy. So he's clearly smoking heroin sometimes too, which is surprising to me. He seemed like he was insane on the stimulant. Adderall, meth, crack cocaine. I'm kind of surprised he uses heroin. Yeah. But that shot that he was taking, that he's not taking, protects a person from overdosing. Because if he's using stuff like that, like he uses pot, he's gonna overdose and die, obviously. Like I said. Eventually, I'll get a call from the morgue, right? Whatever uh, jail cell he's in, and he wants to make a phone call. Uh, Whatever hospital, and he wants to make a phone call, or they call me. He has a healthcare proxy with my telephone number on it, and the numbers in his phone. So even if he's unconscious and he can't tell you the number, it's in his phone and it should be in his record. Okay, so like I guess what happened with my mother is my sister went out to do something, and apparently the nurse that was there called an ambulance. She shouldn't do that, but I mean, and then she started trying to do CPR on a woman who has a DNR, okay, and she's 89, and then they put her in an ambulance and took her off. My sister never saw it, and apparently she died in the ambulance on the way to Sturdy. I know, you go, I know your first thought is, "Did this nurse give her something and kill her? Why would they have to get the body away from you?" I know you just go, sometimes people do fucked up shit because they don't make any sense. What is that? The woman wanted to just die at home. The VA sent her home to die. Why would you call an ambulance? Yeah, apparently my sister doesn't know why this person called an ambulance either. Yeah. All she can do now is lie and say Barbara asked for an ambulance. I thought she couldn't talk though. How'd she ask for an ambulance? Why were you doing CPR? Because Cindy said there was oxygen downstairs. She was saying she couldn't breathe or something. Maybe she choked or something. I don't know. You just go, did you give her something and kill her? There's people that get weird like that. And apparently, when they notified Cindy, it was all in another language. It wasn't even English. So you might want to find out if that nurse is killing people. I know you just go, what the fuck? Who knows who sent the text? It could be these fucked up people that make up stories and then they're going to tell us that's a story. That's a story. Anyways, all right, I got to shut this down. It's about that time. Thank you. Yeah, I got to take my walk, anyways.